my parents are very big on just helping out the community in any way that we can, but I kind of learned from like a really early age to get involved. I've been so involved my whole entire life that like coming to college I was like I need to do things to keep up with like my time management because that's how I function with is like staying busy. My church back home, Saints Peter and Paul, we kind of have like this group of teens that go through, it's called Catholic Heart Work Camp. We're paired with either Habitat for Humanity or maybe a local charity. I've done soup kitchens before. I helped out with like a Latino community in Oklahoma City this past summer actually. So it's kind of like you go wherever they need help essentially. I've helped houses after flooding, especially in New Orleans and in Louisiana, but it's kind of just like you go wherever you're called. You're seeing all these people like getting their lives back or getting their homes back and stuff, and they're getting their second chance at life. And so just being able to know that you're a part of that, something so much bigger than you, is something very rewarding in itself. It's different than what I've ever thought it would be. I had been a part of like National Junior Honor Society and stuff like that, but it was just really neat to actually, because like it is a living and learning community. So like we did live together freshman year. So we got to live in Faulkner on one whole wing. We had this whole side to ourselves and stuff, and so you really create that bond. They obviously look for like being a well-rounded student once you're involved in high school and stuff like that. You do have to maintain a 3.5 GPA every semester. So if you don't, you're on like probation, and then you have to like kind of make it up the next semester after that. But just being in good academic standing, good standing as a student in general. So we're having Bible study. We've had our first Catholic Mass on campus ever, which is really, really awesome. We've had confession as well. So it's really getting up there. So it's really cool to be able to have our university allow those kind of things, even though we are technically Presbyterian affiliated. Like they don't discriminate from any other denominations and stuff. So it's a really, really awesome thing to have. SAB is in charge of basically putting events on campus. So they want you to get out of your apartment, get out of your dorms, and just kind of get away from studying or whatever, and just kind of have fun with the students and with the community in general. Second semester of freshman year, we're in charge of putting our own events on as SAB members. And so me and Matthew Jimenez actually put on a tournament kind of style thing for those giant inflatable balls that you get inside of. It was a lot of fun. It was good. We played at the CCAC field, and so people started falling upside down and couldn't get out, but it was a good time. Delta Phi Epsilon was actually because of the philanthropies that they have. So I don't know if I've ever told you this actually, but one of my friends back home who goes to my church actually has cystic fibrosis, him and his sister. And so when I heard that DPHI actually helps raise money for cystic fibrosis as well, like that just, like it had me, I was sold. And so I couldn't stop at just being a member. I had to be the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation chair. DPHI every year is actually the #1 people that fundraise the money. So it's just really awesome to be a part of something like that, and just to know that we're helping my friend and people like him too. So I came for orientation, and like the people that lead orientation are the Mountaineer Mentors, and I had so much fun during my orientation. I was dancing, singing, karaoke, and stuff like that. And the actual program to kind of be closer to being a mentor is the Mountaineer Leadership Academy. But ever since then, I've just been very invested in what like the mentors do, and just having fun and just kind of giving the freshmen an experience like they'll never forget like I had. We have this community called the Learning Support Services, and so they basically help those that have learning disabilities, whether that's dyslexia or something more serious. But basically, I take notes in class, so if I'm in the same class as someone that has one of those learning disabilities, I take my notes just like I normally would, but I'll make copies for them. OLE, which is the Organization of Latino Engagement, I've actually been involved with that since my freshman year. I'm actually the president right now, but I'm going to be giving the crown away next week. We have our elections coming up. But it's just something that I care about. We are a Hispanic serving institution, and Kerrville in itself does have a wide Hispanic population. And so I think it's just the ability to just have the celebration and appreciation of different cultures, and the Latinx culture specifically. I have a very detailed calendar. I just make sure that I write everything down as soon as it happens, so I know immediately there. And I like to juggle things. I feel like I do better when I juggle things. If not, I'll procrastinate like crazy. So just being able to share my time in equal parts, I think just makes it easier for me personally, because that's just how I've grown up, is kind of just juggling the ball and having good time management skills. So I think just knowing that I have something to do almost every hour makes me feel more comfortable.